Hello. Hello with my new haircut. I love it. Um, this is a video I wanted to do like a long time or just like write about it. So I thought let's do a video. It's like quick and and I can just share my thoughts. So I got asked a couple of times from people like about what I think if they are ready to do a yoga teacher training, or if they're like good enough, or if their body is okay, and all this stuff. So, um, I yeah, and there are like different, or like how to choose a yoga teacher training and stuff like that. And for me, it was like this. I personally have scoliosis, so my spine isn't as it should be. It's like not straight, and it caused me some problems in the past and still can if I don't move or if I get stuck in my head, and that manifested stiffness in my muscles, which puts pressure on a nerve in my neck and then creates like migraines, like really heavy migraines where I would like vomit. And I have it mostly when I get in my head and when I'm not trusting life and not flowing and then getting stagnant, which also means like physically stagnant, of course, because then you don't move, you don't dance. And I don't mean just like you have to do like yoga poses, like it can be anything that helps you. Actually, I even like to just dance more than do yoga poses because dance, it's like even more flowy and free. Yeah. So when I was doing my yoga teacher training, or when I decided to do it, it was like I think I started looking around in maybe October 2014 or something like this, autumn. I was just like checking like different kind of trainings, and I was just like just doing like research, watching Airbnbs on in Bali and stuff like that. So just like randomly kind of manifesting something, and everything looked nice. Like of course there's so many yoga teacher trainings. It's like and they're like all look nice and they all kind of are based a little bit on the Yoga Alliance and all that stuff. But I didn't feel them. I believe like you will find the right teacher training by maybe doing some research, taking your step, opening yourself up, and then let it come to you. So you don't have to force it, and you will intuitively feel which one is the right for you. That's like how I go with that stuff. Just like giving up the control and the need to know it already, like practicing patience, and that there will be the divine timing for that. And then when it comes to physical, like when I started doing yoga or like when I started playing with it, I found it so boring. Like just like the physical exercises, I was like, oh my god, like who would do that? It's like not fun. It's boring. It's like oh my god, down dog. Like seriously, who does that and why? So I started finding meaning in yoga classes, or like which are mostly yoga asana based, so yoga postures based. When I started meditating, so before that I was like, this is empty, or like just it felt empty for me. And then I started meditating, and I was like, oh, a whole new world opened up for me. And I'm not sure anymore what I was thinking, but I'm sure I had thoughts like also like, oh my god, I'm not flexible enough, or like even when I taught my first yoga class, um, they were like, it was so crazy. They were like only guys, and mostly like that's not like typical. And then they were like super bendy and were like doing like really crazy advanced postures. And I was just sitting in front of them thinking, why are they all looking at me? Oh my god. And the class wasn't that good because I was like really stuck in my head and not going with my intuition and flow. But that's a whole another topic. So actually it's everybody is different, and not even like for me, people think like, oh my god, you're like so flexible and blah blah, and I'm like, no, not naturally really like flexible. It's like years of like doing yoga, and still my back will, I don't know, I don't want to affirm that. Maybe it will one day like be like really um touching the floor when I'm doing forward folds, or my knees, or I don't know what, but actually I don't care. It doesn't really matter, because it didn't um it didn't stop me of going really deep inside of me and like really changing stuff in my life, which that has nothing to do with how much you can kiss your knees in a forward fold or not. If you can kiss your soul, yeah, I don't know. So I just say go with your intuition. If you feel the calling to do it, do it. And also, what I would like to mention is like, the journey doesn't start or end with doing a training. It's like it really deepens, and even if you don't want to teach, it's so amazing because you learn how to build a home practice, how to like understand yourself and your body better, how to meditate, how to sit in stillness, how to cultivate like um, yogi practices, and just like have your own rituals and infuse them with your experiences. So I would say you gather tools and you dive deep into yourself so that you can connect the tools in your real life. And when you start teaching, after you did the yoga teacher training, that's like for me when the real training actually starts, and you have to be like your own intern and keep playing and experimenting and throw yourself out into the water, like not waiting until you maybe can master something perfect, because doing yoga by yourself or going in a class is so different than actually being in front of people and teaching what they need and not what you think they should need or do. So my teacher Heidi always says, give the people what they want and give them what they need. So for example, people want to move their body, and it's good, like they need it, they're sitting a lot, but also give them what they need. So I give them some challenges, and we do breathing, and I ask uncomfortable questions, and I do stuff you don't do in a normal yoga class, like we do partner exercises, we do lots of journaling, we breathe, we dance, oh my god, we shake. Like, and the thing is, you have to find out what's your passion and what's your mission and why you are doing it. And in the end, it's not about you. It's if you choose teaching yoga as your job, it's actually being of service. And being of service is never just about you. It's about something bigger. It's about a mission. It's about your dharma, and it's about bringing your gifts into the world and helping like create a ripple effect of change and movement, and helping people diving deeper, and then they can create a ripple effect. So when you put the focus away from yourself, it actually is much easier, because then you're not just thinking about yourself. Because if we start thinking just about ourselves, then everything is so complicated and it's never enough, and it's always So I know like lots of yoga teachers, they put like their training hours in their bio, and I know in their Instagram bio, for example. And for me, of course, you can be proud of yourself and everything, but I don't think it says anything about you as a teacher, or where you are as a person, or if you're like a right teacher for someone or not, because it's just a number, and what's happening between, and what's happening especially inside of you, and how, and if you're able to connect with the people and trust your intuition when you're in front of the people, and are willing to give up your plans so you can actually serve them the best, that's for me what matters. So like, what's your mission? Like, why do you want that? And in the beginning, it can really just be that you feel it and you have like no idea why, so it can crystallize. But like, don't get stuck on like just like poses, or like just the body, or because there's so much more to explore, and that's like when it's getting like really interesting. Like, whoa, what's happening in my mind? Why am I actually thinking that I'm not worthy of being a yoga teacher because of my back, or because I don't know what, or because I didn't practice yoga since 20 years. And and I'm still also like, of course, like I'm having challenges with some limiting beliefs during my yoga classes, and then I try to blend in with others, and I just realized it doesn't work because if I do that, it doesn't come from my heart, and it makes me feel very empty and not like living my purpose. So go for it if you feel it, and then find a way you can serve the best and bring your gifts into the world by doing that what like enlightens you, like which makes you feel like so passionate, and then like wow, like you're just like blown away by it, and you know that unfolds. I mean, I started my 300 hours training now in Goa, like the first 100 hours, and it was about tantric hatha and divine feminine, like wisdom goddesses, and like lots of meditation techniques and pranayama and um, yeah, like not really fancy stuff, not really advanced poses. We didn't do any of that, but it was so deep. And for me, like a really good shavasana, like a yoga nidra, or a really good, or just like chanting a mantra, can like release so much and shift so much. And you didn't do one fucking pose. And I don't say don't move. It's just like don't get stuck with it, or that's just my experience. Like find something that you feel, and then yeah, infuse it with what you feel, and see that there is so much more to yoga than just the body. But still, the body is important because it's your temple right now in this life. Yeah, in this reality. So that's that. That's for me. And you know, if some people judge you for not being, you know, it's always good to listen to feedback, but also to trust your intuition. And you will never be a teacher for everyone. I had people going out of my classes, but I also have people who keep coming for the 20th time. You know, it's not about that. And everybody is different, and everybody is in a different story, and it maybe gets triggered different, and is on their own journey. So you are on your journey, and if you feel called to do something, do it. And yeah, like do it, and then dive deeper into it. And I hope you can find more meaning into yoga than just like moving the body, because that's for me so interesting. And I think then we can create like really change and really take what we experience on the mat into our real life, and not just like go back into our patterns, because it's easy to just like zone out for or like even be like pretty present. If you like do like really hard power yoga, you keep moving, you don't stop to feel. Of course it's nice, it's like very relaxing for your mind and your body as well, because you're finally moving, but it doesn't really mostly create a lasting change, because you have to feel into it, and it's interesting to feel like the energetic effects of poses, or what kind of thoughts arise if you're staying longer in poses. That's why I love also yin yoga, or like just doing like fiery standing poses for a longer time. Ooh, then it gets interesting to check the patterns, because how we react during yoga, which we do when we stop and feel and like maybe get out of comfort, that's how we also react in life off the mat. So like just to watch yourself during practicing for 90 minutes on your mat, you can be like, wow, where in my life else am I acting like that? And actually that's what causes me so much like suffering. So yeah, that's what I wanted to share. Let me know if you have any other questions. I will also link like the training I did, which I feel and I really loved it and learned so much. It's the nature yoga teacher training, and now I'm going for another yin yoga teacher training, and I can't wait like to just create experiences you can like really dive deep into it, because that's what I feel. That's what I'm passionate about. But if you want to just be an asana teacher, that's okay too. Like you gotta feel what you want to do right now, and that can always and will probably evolve and change as you grow and go deeper. So yeah, thank you so much.